Get your kicks on Route 66.
Hi, I'm Dan Rice. A lot of people stop at my shop here on the Santa Monica Pier at the end of Route 66 and they ask me, can you actually still travel Route 66? And the answer is yes. Even though the road was decommissioned in 1985, 85% of the road still exists. So you're gonna need a guidebook, and of all the books on Route 66, this is the most important book to travel Route 66. This is known as the Easy Guide by Jerry McClanahan. It's known as the Bible of Route 66. And the reason that it's so important is because Route 66 isn't on maps anymore, regular maps. What they did was they took it off when it was decommissioned. So what Jerry did with his book is he traveled the whole thing, he remapped it. And so what he did was, for instance, if we focus on the area just here down in Santa Monica, if you go 2 blocks up from my shop, you're gonna come to the Georgian Hotel, and just past that, you come to Santa Monica Boulevard. Now, why is the Georgian important? Well, the Georgian was the definitive hotel at the end of Route 66. When you got to the end, if you had the money, that's where you stayed. And guess what? It's still that way. But if you got just past it and you turned right, you'd be on Santa Monica Boulevard, which was Route 66. Although nowadays, it doesn't have any 66 signs up on it. It now has Highway 2 signs, because when they decommissioned the road, they renumbered the whole thing. So if you were traveling Route 66 in Santa Monica, you might not even know that you're on it. With Jerry's book, you would know. As soon as you turn right on Santa Monica Boulevard, you're gonna see Highway 2 signs. But what Jerry did is he just put up the 66 signs back where they used to be. So now you've got a situation where if you see the 2 sign on the map, you know you're on Route 66. If you were on Business Loop 40 in Oklahoma City, you'd know you're on Route 66 because you'd look at the map. If you were, say, at one of these spots in my shop, like this one is the world's largest rocking chair. That's in Cuba, Missouri, or Fanning, Missouri, actually. And that spot is on a section of road that is known as Highway ZZ. It's a lettered system there now, so it's very confusing. So with Jerry's maps, you always know when you're on Route 66. And then you have this other problem about Route 66. There are no signs. The brown signs that are on Route 66 are only in the communities that pay to have those signs up. As soon as they go up, they get stolen. So you can be in a section like this driving along and see Route 66 signs, historic signs, and then there's nothing. And then in the Sunset Junction here in Los Angeles, you'll see them, and then they disappear again. The other thing that he does is he gives turn-by-turn directions with this thing. So, for instance, if you're at this little section downtown, let's see, right here, 85% of the road is still there, but this is part of that 15% that's missing. So once you get to this spot, there is no road for about 500 yards. How do you get around the broken spot? You follow turn-by-turn directions. Cross under I-210, avoid the right lane, then turn right. He tells you which lane to avoid, so you never miss anything. And this is if you're going eastbound. You follow the eastbound directions, you read the book from back to front. If you were starting in Chicago, you just follow the westbound directions, read it from front to back. But this stuff is all the most important stuff. All these places that you see on all these pages, these are all the places in all the Route 66 towns, and there are a lot of them. These are all the places that have Route 66 history, so that when you get to a place, you know what it is that you're looking for. If you were in Albuquerque, New Mexico this morning, and you wanted a cup of coffee, let's say, you're not gonna wanna go to a Starbucks. That's got nothing to do with Route 66. What you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna go to that place, that diner where the woman's been pouring coffee for 40 years to really absorb the culture. With this book, you're gonna know where that diner is, you're gonna know where that waitress is, you're gonna have a good time. This book, and this book are the 3 best books on 66. This is the brand new book. This is Route 66 Sightings, also by Jerry McClanahan, also Jim Ross and Shelley Graham, the 3 most preeminent photographers on Route 66 today. And this book is the Images of 66 book. A lot of times we sell these 2 books together because this has all the maps but none of the pictures. This has got all the pictures but none of the maps. This book is simply just the best book I've ever read on 66. Jim Ross is actually the guy that Jerry first traveled the road with when he was remapping the road. That was a map series called the Here It Is map series. They did it, it was very popular, but it didn't have enough detail. Jerry went back and did the Easy Guide. They've all been, you know, very popular for people, but I tell people don't leave home without the Easy Guide if you're traveling Route 66. But yes, you can still travel Route 66.
Get your kicks on Route 66.